was thirsty, so she got a drink of water from her dog dish in the kitchen, and she drank it right down. She drank it right down from her dog dish in the kitchen, and the water tasted good, 'cause she was a thirsty hound. When she drank the water, she got this feeling in her bladder, so she went out in the yard and she squatted on the ground. She squatted on the ground to make her bladder feel gladder, and she felt so much better that she laid right down. She laid down in the yard, in the grass and the clover, and she looked all around just to see what she could see. She saw a bird up in a tree and a bumblebee. When she looked around her yard just to see what she could see. When she looked around the yard just to see what she could see, she found a ball by a tree and she brought it back to me. So I threw that ball and she ran and she ran and she caught it in her mouth and she dropped it at my feet. So I threw the ball again and she ran 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 and she ran. So I threw the ball again and she ran and she ran and she ran and she ran and she dropped it at my feet. She was hungry, so she went into the house to her dog dish in the kitchen, and she found some food to eat. And she ate and she ate and she wolfed her food down, 'cause the food tasted good and she was a hungry hound. When she ate the food, she got this feeling in her tummy, so she went out in the yard and she dropped a brown mound. When she dropped the brown mound on the ground, she felt much better, so she lay down on the grass and she felt complete. As she laid on the ground, she heard the sound of another dog barking near her yard, so she leaped to her feet. As she leaped to her feet and she perked up her ears and she listened to that dog that was barking by the street. And she ran up to the fence and she barked 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 till the dog ran away. Well, the dog ran away, so she walked in the house and she laid on the couch and she called it a day. She laid on the couch in the house feeling happy, and she got a little drowsy and she went to sleep.